Good morning, everyone. I don't know if you can all hear me. If you can hear me, please can you indicate in the chat box that you can hear me? Please, if you can hear me, please indicate. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Just like we always have, this is the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, and my name is Tayo. I'm the Business Support Officer for the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. It's a pleasure to have you here once again. Join us for another session. And this session, we'll be learning a lot as it concerns grant. And I'm very sure that would have a whole lot to take away from today's session. So I would like to implore you to please get your writing materials, your pen, your paper, so that you don't miss out on anything. And also, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to drop them in the Q&A box. This would allow us not miss out on any of your questions. So please sit back and get ready to enjoy today's session. But just before we go in, this is the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. And here at the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, what we do is we provide access to funding for Lagos business owners, and we seek to create employment also by supporting businesses by providing them to access to finance, and also providing them with sessions as that which you're on today. We organize webinars, master classes. We organize advisory sessions, HR advisory sessions, legal advisory sessions, and the financial advisory sessions. These sessions are to help you acquire capacity building and to also help you upskill your businesses in the various ways in which from these trainings. We also have our Lagos Innovate team. If you're in the tech space and you'd like to, you have budding tech ideas that you'd like to bring to life, this is where our Lagos Innovate team comes in. If you also are in need of a workspace, we have our workspace, our idea hub, which is for those that have budding tech ideas. We also have our workspace vouchers, where if you are in need of a workspace to, sit and work, we also have options like that under our Lagos Innovate. We have also our employability team. Under this particular team, what we do is we organize training sessions for if you want to learn about fashion, tailoring, and the likes. This is where our employability team comes in, and they help provide access to all of these trainings. We also have our Lagos Cares, where we also give our grants to those that have been affected by the COVID-19. So but presently our grant portal is closed for now, but you can follow us on all our social media platforms. We are Lagos State Employment Trust Fund on all our social media platforms, be it LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can follow us on all social media platforms and ensure to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of these opportunities that might come up at one point or the other. So I would like to welcome everyone once again to today's session. With us here that will be taking today's session, our facilitator today is Mr. Edward Esene. He is also known as Edward. He trained and practiced as a geologist before delving into management, entrepreneurship, and consulting. With more than 15 years of training and consulting experience for indigenous firms and multinationals, both within and outside Nigeria, now Edward is a much sought-after startup coach, management, and innovation consultant. Mr. Edward Esene sits on the board of the Innovation Support Network, ISN, as a director. He's a marketing and access to fund expert. Mr. Edward is a 2023 Google Grant awardee, multi-grant recipient and expert. Mr. Edward has launched his latest project, School of Grant Success, to help 1 million entrepreneurs, startups, and organizations access grant funding. He is also the co-founder of Plus Incubation Hub and also works as a senior consultant at Kinetic Associates. He's a former fan of Chelsea FC. Mr. Edward loves to play chess and video games to relax. He is happily married and blessed with kids, and his views are shaped by the Bible, self-awareness, and data. So with so much excitement, can we please welcome Mr. Edward in the chat box, and Mr. Edward will take over from here. You can take over, Mr. Edward.
So much. Thank you so much, Bayomi. It's been nice discussing with you. I know you're trying to get me back to Chelsea. We'll see about that. Anyways, good morning, my friends, colleagues, entrepreneurs, business owners, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the call. We're going to have, thank you from Malayo, an exciting 2-hour journey. I hope you are looking forward to it. So you've heard a little bit about me. So typically what I do, amongst other things, is marketing and finance. So I typically just do 3 things: strategy, marketing, if you are struggling to sell anything, if you want to sell something, especially online. Oh, my poll is not ready. I'm not ready for the poll now, please. This first one, let's hold on, please. Thank you. Then funding. Okay, can I hold on the pool first? When I need it, I'll call for it. Is that fine? Okay, so if you need anything around that area, you can reach out to LSCF and everything. Thank you so much, everybody. I want to quickly hear you. I know we can't talk as it were, but you can use the chat group. As you do your own introduction, mention your name, the name of your business, what your business does summarily, and then where you are joining from. It's just simple introduction. Hello, my name is Edward Essene. I worked with Edible Foods as the CEO. Edible Food were into plantain chips and grills. We're into grills, or we're into chips production. I'm joining from Ajah, I'm joining from Abeokuta, I'm joining from wherever. Just your name, is that fine? What your business does, your business name and what you do, and then where you are joining from. Let's quickly do that. You can use the chat box. And as you do that, let me even confirm that everybody can hear me. Before that, let's hold on a bit. I'm so sorry. If you can hear me, type 1,000 in the chat box. If you can hear me and see me, type 2,000. I can hear me 2,000. Sorry, I can hear me 1,000. I can hear me and see me 2,000. Okay, John Makinde, thank you. Oluseyi, thank you. Femi, thank you. Wahab, thank you. Fumilayo, thank you. Sadiq, thank you. Dafin, thank you. Adeniro, wow, awesome. So that's good. Ade, Akindele, Abdurrashid, Busola, Johnson, awesome. So after the 2,000, let's go to the second round. Just your introduction, your name, and where you are, what you got, your company name, what you guys do. 3,000, Vivian, well done. That's really nice. I don't know where you got 3,000 for. Awesome. Olu Bemisola, agro processing from Lagos. Thank you. Awesome. Can I see 1 or 2 more, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more persons? Yes, what do Odebo they do? And where are you joining from? Mr. Shea, Falobo, Poetry, Ekpe, awesome. Okay, BDSP. Madam Cordelia, good to see you here. Thank you, Dr. Cordelia, my senior colleague. You could join. Thank you so much. Awesome. Glad to have you on the call. Akindele, awesome. Welcome. Abule Egba is cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Professional builder. Awesome. Okay. What else do we have? Software and business development. Ikeja Lade Ayokbe. Awesome. Adekemi, CEO. Food processing. Awesome. So once we have an idea what you do a bit, then we can, when we get to the question and answer, we can almost take it like an advisory session. There are quite a number of them. I won't be able to catch up, but thank you so much for putting down. You never know, what these introductions can even lead to. Somebody can even see your contact and connect. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. So let's take the first poll. We're talking about grants principally, But even around and within grants, what we'll be looking at generally broadly is funding and a bit of investment readiness, So there are things you need to do to be able to receive funding. That thing is called investment readiness. And in the body of funding, there are different options in the school. So funding is like a faculty. There are different departments. So welcome to the Faculty of Funding. Okay. But today we'll only be introducing you to the Department of Grants. In that faculty, there are the other department. There's Department of Equity, Department of Debt, and everything. So let's talk about you and your funding journey. What kind of funding instrument do you know? And which of these funding instruments do you desire? Can we take that first poll now? We call them the three brothers and one cousin. Money can get into your business in 4 ways, right? If you give yourself money, that's owner's equity. If you borrow money from a bank, that's a loan. If somebody gives you, okay, thank you. Just let's keep going. What kind of funding type do you think you prefer? It doesn't have to be grant. It doesn't have to be grant, please. It could be anything. It could be debt. It could be equity. Please, let's take the poll on the screen. If you can see it, we're done with introductions. But thank you for those that are just joining and still doing their introductions. Equity, debt, mezzanine. Quite a number of persons are going in for This is really good. This is good feedback. Okay, I think we are done now, or should we still hold on a bit? Motaro, should we hold on a bit or we're done on this question? So let's assume this is INEC election, right? Electronic transmission of results with no interference on IRIV. Who won this round? Which party? Grant party, right? Equity is second. Debt is third. And mezzanine is I want to end the call. Is that fine? It is this Zoom. Can I move on to my material, please? We'll take the next poll. Okay, let's take the second poll immediately. Thank you. Let's end this. Thank you. Overwhelmingly grant. 60% of the people prefer grant. We are 60 on the call and 45 people voted. Can we end this, please, admin? Should I just end it myself?
Okay, you'd like for me to end the poll?
Yep.
Okay.
I just did. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, there were three. The three pools are together. Are you kidding me? Okay, so let me take the second one. I didn't even say the second part. Have you won or received grant funding before? Yes. Okay. 7 persons. You don't need to restart it. Are you starting it again? I didn't know the 3 pools were together. I wanted us to take the polls independently, but it's fine. We'll come back to that. Let me just move in because of time. We are 15 minutes done. I have a little presentation I want to show. I hope it will be worth your while. And this is where we are today. What we want to talk about, leveraging grants to scale. Okay, leveraging grants. The reason why we are promoting the grant campaign, the grant agenda, is because we understand funding, we understand finance. And I know, as someone that has worked in VC, I worked in a venture capital firm, so I understand equity a bit, and private equity, venture capitalists, you know, and I know that that instrument is available, but it can be a bit complex. And if you are not at a particular level, at a particular state in your business, equity might truncate your growth. Equity might truncate your growth. And we have examples. Many of us remember the story of Mbuki George, Health Plus, the equity that she got from these investors in UK, and how that rocked and almost damaged the entire business. Right. So there's equity on the table. It comes with its own complexities, and you need to, in my opinion, must be able to be at a level before you gain or acquire that equity. Then we now have debt, loan. Okay, equity is just simply shares for capital, right? So you have 1 million share capital. Instead of you to hold the entire 1 million or 80%, you give somebody 2, 5, 10, 50, 20%, and they give you a fund, a part of money to pay, holds that equity, and we say that equity is paid up. Right. Then after that, we have debt financing. Debt financing is typically what you get from conventional banks, right, at a whopping 30% interest now, a bit more. Typically, interest rates are a combination of MPRO and inflation. So once the CBN moves basis points MPRO, nobody lends below the MPRO. Okay, maybe it's at 20-something percent. I can't, 27 or so the last time I checked. Maybe it has gone up, it has gone down. So no bank can lend to you below 27%. And don't forget, I say that for debt financing, interest rate is MPRO plus inflation, so that you're not lending at a loss. So anybody lending to you in Nigeria lesser than 30-40% may be at a loss, because MPRO is 27 about, inflation is 30-33 about. So typically in Nigeria, a conventional bank loan should be hitting anybody at 50%. Now you ask yourself if you can run any business profitably, sustainably, and viably with a whopping 40-50% interest rates. Again, that's not what I've seen from banks today, is 30-35%. I don't know how they are doing it because inflation is so high. So look at the complexity around equity. We are not speaking against it. It's available. People are getting today. We are facilitating a seed investment for a startup. An investor wants to give them 10K for a bit of their equity. We do that. But the scale, the way we want to do it, we're not doing it at that massive level, right? Then debt, most banks are not lending to SMEs, are not lending to startup. They say they have money, and the startups are not meeting the requirements, the 5 C's of credit, character, consideration, collateral, and everything. So for you to go towards debt, you need to have collateral. You need to have either soft collateral or hard one. Soft collateral now are things around personal guarantors, right? But what we tell people and business owners how to navigate debt is to not take a loan or debt outrightly, but to rather look for affordable debt, intervention fund. So what LSTCF does to you is to lend to you at single digits. Who does that? And maybe BOI, 5-9%. Okay, but if you look at MPRO, when you look at interest and inflation rates, you find out that they are doing you and your business a lot of good, a lot of support. So it's almost like a catalytic fund. It's not a fund that is geared for profits like any bank will give you. Those are catalytic investments. Just take, use. We want to help you, want to support you. So we tell people, don't go for conventional debt or loan. Go for intervention fund, single digit if you can find that. Okay. And in the instance where you don't understand equity, you can't get equity. In the instance where you don't qualify for debt, you cannot get debt. Then what is your last option? Is grants. Grant is also on the table. There are people that are giving people money. And today we won't talk about that grant and to see how we can support you, advise you, work with you to know more about grants, to be ready when it comes to grants, and to know how to navigate the grant requirements. Is that okay? So that's the background, that's the introduction. So let's see what you can see here. There are 2 words that will unlock this training? Once you see it, please type it. What 2 words can you see on my screen that thank you, everybody. Thank you, Josiah. What 2 words can you see on my screen that I think can unlock this course, this training? It can be tea. It can be tea. We're not taking tea now, Tinola. It's also not coach. It's money and wealth. Thank you, Vivian. Today we're talking about money. We're talking about funding. We're talking about grants and how that grant can help you create sustainable way. Fastest finger is Vivian. Please reach out for your recharge card. I'm going to give you a few recharge card. Right? Thank you so much, Vivian. Okay, so let's move on. So welcome again, everybody. This is what we are doing today. I don't know, Fumilayo sends her regards. I know she will pop in and say something when she's available. And let's go. Let me, I told you we do all-round funding, but today we're talking grants. And our friends at HIC, they have a program where you can meet investors and be funded. And we, our School of Grant Success, is partnering with them. You may want to screen grab this page, get that details. We will never stop looking for opportunities within LSTCF, outside of LSTCF, to make sure that we can help you facilitate funding. You need money. I need money. The state government needs money. Everybody needs funding. So if you can join us on the 2nd of October at the HIC Investors and Funding Fair, hopefully you get an introduction, you do a right pitch, you get your money, glory to Jesus. The next one, we have the deal room. My colleague again, very lady I know, I respect. I've been working with her for more than 10 years. She's the chief deal maker Africa. She's Comfort Arusa. She's planning an investors fair that will also include equity grants and everything. 14 October, Lagos Oriental. These are free events. You need to show up and be in those meetings and have the right conversations, the right documentations, and funding will come to you. All right, so having given you these 2 free additional resources and the upcoming programs, let's go to what we have for you today. Okay, so we want to look at everything. I've given this introduction, so this is me, and my latest project is the School of Grant Success and many other things that I do. So I've won grants. I have a grant 2024 running now, right, in euros. And my last grant was last year by Google. And this grant from Google last year was my 5th or 6th Google grant. Okay. So I've also assisted Chioma Ifeanyi Accounting Hub 2 times. First one in 2019 on the Tony Elumelu grant, where she got $5,000. And second time, February, March this year, a MasterCard EdTech for a data science, data entry academy, where she got $100,000, So I know I did do am for myself, I did get. I know I did do am for other people, them they get. My desire is to also help you and support you and guide you and teach you. Okay, this is also my Google grants. In what year was it? 2006. It was $180,000. So are you ready for yours now? Are you ready? If you are ready, type, I am ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? No be juju, no be fin trick. There's something you need to know. There's something you need to have. There's something, if you are running a business in Nigeria today, you're not getting a minimum of 1 grant in a year. Just the play. Just the play. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. Sometimes you need to do about 5 applications to get one. But that was good. I'll take that. I'd rather do 5 proposals, apply for 5 grants, and get 1. That's 20% success rate. And that one could be $50K. And that $50K changes my life and my business forever. One of the reasons why I moved fast as a 4 times, 5 times grants recipient from Google is grants. I scaled Zoom. $180,000, $100,000, $50,000. I'm telling you, I scaled with grant. I moved, changed level forever. and the rest they say is history, right? So let's get into it. There are some things you need to know. It's not as easy as it looks. Some grant application process is mentally stimulating, it's challenging, it's tough. And a lot of people just say it's free money. The application process is not free. They will drill you, right? So let's move into it. What are the other things you need to have and do? Number one is baseline assessment. You must be able to ascertain where am I and where is my business on the scheme of things. In Nigeria, there are 6 levels. Is either you are a nano business owner, a micro business owner, a small business owner, a medium, a large, or a very large business. And there are metrics according to SMIDAN. You need to be able to baseline yourself and your business, because grant sometimes is a micro grant for early stage startup, for instance. So if you don't large, they can say, oh, no grant for you, or there's another type of funding instrument for you. So the first thing you need to know is baseline. You need to be objective, be reasonable, be fair to yourself. Where am I? I've been running business for 3 years. I've been running business for 5 years. My own company, my oldest company, Kinetic Associates, is 14 years. 14 years bases these parameters as based on staff and revenue. Am I a small business owner or am I a medium business owner? You look at this assessment and evaluate yourself. So once you're done with that, help me put your score on the chart. I think I'm currently in L1, or I think I'm currently in L2, or I think I'm in L5 or L6, and we'll clap for you. You need to be able to self-diagnose and self-assess yourself. Then we'll now be thinking, oh, based on where you are currently, these are the opportunities that are available to you. So most of us are L2, micro. Why are you still struggling to do less than 25 million naira in a year? Revenue, not profit. And one grant can help you move that needle, right? So thank you for the assessment. The next thing you need to do is growth mapping. Your historical data. Are you aware of your growth projectile, your transition? How are you moving in terms of your business? Where are you last year versus previous years? Okay, revenue, cost, profit, staff. What is moving? What are your growth indicators and how are they moving? Because sometimes you will need to show this. You need to, we just finished DFID 200K grant application for someone, and they were asking, give us your 3 years historical data and plot your year-on-year growth. I understood it immediately because we are putting in for 200K. $200K today is almost at 100K at 1,005 is 150 million. So $200,000 is 300 million. So you want to be able to show that, see, I'm a small startup, I'm a micro business, I'm a nano business, but I've been able to document my activity. I have this amount of customers. I've made this amount of revenue. Okay, so we'll keep asking you, what are your business documentations? What are your business numbers? Okay, what are the things that are increasing for good? The only thing here that can decrease for good is your costs, because your cost is not permitted to keep increasing year on year. After 3 years, if your costs keep going up, you're a bad manager, because your job as the owner manager, as the entrepreneur, president, CEO of the business, is to keep querying those costs and asking, why is cost going up? What can we do to offset this cost, to edge this cost, to reduce this cost, or to optimize this cost? So there are cost controls training, there are cost management training, there are cost planning trainings. You need to think around cost. You cannot say, oh, in Nigeria, everything is going up, fuel has gone up, interest rate has gone up, light, band A is up, everything. No, everything can go up except costs. So look at this, basis your business, and just know that we have where to do work. Then we'll now go to the challenges. 7 of them. 39, 40 million small businesses in Nigeria. What are the issues? Funding. Let me even ask. I know this is not a pod. If you can see the screen, Of these challenges you are facing, Yokozuna or mountain, which of these 7 or 8, I think there are 7, which of them is your number one headache concern? Please put it in the, so let's say access to finance is 1, puppy problem is 2, like that. Let me just do that. You can put that on the chat box quickly. Olufemilola, Kemi, thank you. Everybody, they find money. Okay, Makinde, you too are looking for money, including Francis. Noah, number 3, awesome, marketing. A lot of people don't know that marketing can also help you unlock funding. Marketing can also help you unlock. If you sell enough, if you sell well, if you sell the way you should sell, money no go be problem. Most of us are not making enough sales, but that's another conversation entirely, okay? But we know that most businesses struggle with funding, marketing, and structures, right? So let's move on now. We know, and we're here to talk about funding, but we're not looking at the full body of funding, even though that's the faculty. We're just zooming in into the department. So let's talk about what are the things you need to scale your business. There are 5 things to scale any business, any organization. I took this from our GIZ ICSS module, where I contributed to the curriculum by privilege scale module, and I'm also a facilitator on that entrepreneurship program. I'm GIZ setting ICSS entrepreneurship program. Over the years that the program has run and every other place that I do trainings, if you have talent, people, the right people, your business will scale. So don't just hire for hiring's sake. Hire with sense, hire with purpose, hire with fit, and hire well, hire right. Then, if you have the right vision, that's even the starting place. You, the business owner, what vision do you have? It's not about the leader in Abuja or the leader in Alausa. It's about your leadership at your own level, right? And Agbogun made a beautiful post about that yesterday. I saw it on LinkedIn and I commented on it. Everybody focuses on the leader at the top, the leader, but we are all missing out on leadership that we can provide and be responsible for. Yes, leadership is supposed to create policy and environment so that we can prosper and thrive, but it is even much more around leadership than the leader at the top. So you as the business owner, know that however tough it is, Buhari did his 8 years on us and left. Tinubu will likely do 4 years or 8 years, and it will go. But you and I will still be here at business. So we'll weather this, however tough or bad. That's vision. Your vision is beyond 8 years of Tinubu. My business has outlived Jonathan tenure as a president, and is also has outlived Buhari. So I know what I'm talking about. So you need to hold forth at a very high level as the leader and have the right vision and build tenacity into yourself and your organization as an entrepreneur, as a business owner in Nigeria. Then the next thing, you need to find customers. Who no sell, no go grow. Sales, marketing and sales bring in revenue through paying customers. Sell, carry your market for head. Sell on your status, sell LinkedIn, sell online, sell every day, everywhere. We'll never settle, we'll never close. Sell shamefully. Then find the right people, talent, resource person. You can't do it alone. Hire well, hire right. Then use technology. We can't talk about technology too much. Use CRM, use cloud, use automation, use AI, use digital, use tech, use app, use web, use SEO. If you are not taking it up, my brother, I don't know. Then finally, capital. Look at the middle. You need capital to scale. I'm not saying funding, because most of us are looking for money, but most of us don't know that we have capital. Inside of capital, we have intellectual capital. You have sense now. There's something you can do. Today, with the help of people like Steph Obi, of my friend to help me to create my online course, and Choma, I'll have an online course today using my intellectual capital, and I have money. I have money. I launched the course this year. I have a lot of money, a few money here and there. So you have intellectual capital. Some of us have social capital. That's capital, but you are looking for money, but you have capital. Okay. Some of us have assets, dead assets. You know, you go back to your place, you have generators, ACs, this, you can liquidate one or two things and use that as capital to do what you want to do as funds. We have more opportunities, more money than some of us can even think. So look at capital alone. You have intellectual capital. You have relational or social capital. You are looking for money, but you have a limited liability company that is 1 million shares, 2 million. You have capital, that's money. That equity you are countering, and except you have a business team, that's money. That's money. You have equipment. Some of us have 2 phones, 3 phones. That's money. Some people have 3 cars, 2 cars. That's money. That's your capital. Some people, your earring is your capital. That's money. Which of them would you liquidate and get money from? And there's financial capital. So there are different forms and types of capital. Please never forget. And you need to understand this to be able to mobilize resources for yourself and for your organization. All right. Let me stop here for now, guys. A little feedback. I don't know if I'm offending people or it's making sense a little. Please help me, encourage me on the chat box so that I will continue. Now I've done all my basic introduction. Mr. Precious Adeo, engineer, thank you so much. Glad you're able to join the call. Please, make I stop here so that when I know vessel. Thank you so much, Daniel. If you have any concern, if you have any question, please ask. We don't pass L1 and L2, Wahab. We are in somewhere else again. Thank you, Stephen. Okay, what else do we have? What else do we have? We want to go into grants now. We've laid all the foundation. Interesting and educative. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, and I never offend you, Abby. Not yet. No, Allah. So we'll go. Let's go ahead. Deborah, Christina, let's move. So let's go to funding and grants now. Where is the money? It's my slide. Let's go. So different funding types. We've talked about that. What do you need to get money? Either equity, debt, or grants. You need information. You need information. You need information. I worked on the UN project for 3 years. I was in charge of Imo State as an independent monitor at the time. I haven't worked with our former AS, Abisoye, Tenny. Was it Tenny? No, Abisoye. Teju Abisoye. She was our coordinator then on the UN project with School of Grand Success, then Grow Bridge. I was reporting to her. I was in Imo State. Then I later became the zonal coordinator for Southeast. As for the duration that UN grant ran, and people got 5 million, 10 million, whatever, some people did not know that there was funding from the federal government. If you don't know how you go to get, it's like winking in the dark. Information is the lights that, that brighten your pathway. So you need to have information. You need to increase your information pipeline if you want to access grants or equity. Who are the grant makers? Where are the people giving grants? And what are they asking for? That's the next thing, documentation. Nobody will just give you grant. They'll ask you to submit a proposal, a pitch deck, a concept note, you do something, submit a budget. Some people will even take it higher, submit your audited report, submit your evidence of tax, social proof, track record that you have done this thing before. Because everybody is coming for grant. So you use documentation to screen the serious one and the unserious one. So you need to know what are those documentations and prepare and begin to prepare them and have them ahead. That's investment readiness. Then finally, relationships. Follow them. Follow LSTCF online. That's a relationship. Follow a grant donor. That's a relationship. Take their training. Show up in their community. Join their programs. Okay, relationship. When they're doing meetings, conferences, events. Today now, I'm not there. It's paining me because I already made a commitment to LSTF. Impact Investors Foundation, IIF, they are doing a program on the island I'm supposed to be part of. And if you look at the program of agenda that is sent to us, you look at the kind of people and persons that are coming into the room, and they're like, Edward, I want to be here. You should be there. Whether you're a grant maker or you are the grant recipient, and have some very serious, hello, what do you do? What do I do? I'm into events, I'm into agric, I profess with circularity, I support net carbon zero, social cause. And somebody, so that is interesting. We have these new grants coming up. Please look it up and apply. Why? Because you are in the room having the right conversation, building the right relationship. Money follows people and people follow people. So you have to follow people and build your relationship and social capital. What are the 10 sources of fund? Today is not for everybody. You can get money from yourself, can get money from family and friends. You can use suppliers credits or SOR, SRO, sales on return, SOR. You can get from venture capitalists. Microfinance bank can give you money. Angel investors can give you money. In our School of Grand Success, 2 Saturdays ago, we brought the founding president of Lagos Angels Network, my very senior guy, Tommy Davis, who is also now currently the president of ABAN, African Angel Business Network. And they have an investors meetup coming up later this month. I forgot to say that flyer, you know. Then there are crowdfunding platforms. We are speaking on only number 8. Number 9 is MSME funds, specialized intervention fund. I've talked about that before. Then look at number 10, customers. Some of us, the kind of money we need is in the hand of customers or projects. Just have a funded project or program. You have monetizer, right? So let's zoom in on number 8. What then is grant? These are the 4 types: debt, equity, grant, and mezzanine. And what is debt financing? Each of those instruments have their pros and their cons. Okay? Debt means you take out a loan to pay back interest over a tenor with or without moratorium, right? Advantage, nobody's taking a stake in your business, but you will need to have collateral and you need to pay interest back. Look at equity financing. In equity, you don't do principal repayments, you give shares, okay? So the person becomes an owner and sits on your board, but if you're not careful, it's an advantage. There may be hostile takeover, infighting, and other issues around into corporate governance that may destroy the business if you don't have the right structure to manage that equity fund. Then we now have grants. This one is very straightforward. The providers make no financial claim to your business. They want to give you because they want to solve a social problem. So here now, if you don't have a social angle to your business model, if you are only for profit, to get grants go hard you, my brother. I don't feel like you. Okay, so grants are not free money like most people think. We think that grants are impact funds, even though you don't give equity, like you don't give equity or shares like equity investment. You don't pay interest like loan or debt. It's just for you to use and deliver back social results. But grants can have long application process, can have different stages and levels. They are very competitive. So if it's for Tony Elumelu grants now, the man wants to give 5,000 people $5,000 every year across Africa. Of the 5,000 people that wants to collect $5,000, 500,000 people will apply. What is 5,000 from 500,000? That's 1%. It means that 99% of the people will not get it. Only the top 1% will get it. That is how tough grant can be. Then you will do report or go attend meeting. You don't collect World Bank money. You don't collect GIZ grant. You don't collect LSTTF grant. You don't collect Google grants. You could do report or go submit impact report, progress report, M&E, and you go attend meeting tire, right? Some people record their grant. American Embassy record their grant for non-performance or underperformance. So for you to start thinking that grant is free money, collect and face Canada. Just the play. They will recall you back from Canada, God forbid. Okay? So some people now can record the fund, that grant for non-performance or underperformance. If you're not meeting the outcomes and the KPIs. Then finally, grant have biases. Sometimes it's sector specific. Sometimes it's for people only in the north, only in the south. Sometimes it's age. That's the biggest challenge with grants. Nobody wants to help you in life once you're over 40 years. Most grants are 18 to 35, right? So how about we that we are above 35 years, my brother? God and the Holy Spirit is your helper, right? Okay. So those are some of the constraints of grants. Let me look at the chat group and what is happening. All right, age and everything. Awesome, awesome. If you have any question, you can ask. So the last funding instrument is called mezzanine. A lot of people don't know that Dangote Refinery is a mezzanine instrument. There are some programs you will run. There are some project business that only grants no fit finance them. Only equity no fit do them. Only debt no fit do them. Once you mix it, once you join a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of that, you are creating a new category called mezzanine. It's a complex and hybrid instrument. It's a mixture of any of the three. So mezzanine on its own and by itself, I'm actually giving you guys a lot as if you are coming to the School of Grand Success, but let's do this. Hopefully you will still come to school. Mezzanine on its own and by itself does not exist. What exists principally is debt, equity, or grants. But from debt, equity, and grant, they're like the three primary colors. If you mix red, what are the three primary colors again? If you mix any of the three primary colors, you create a fourth category. You create a new category entirely, right? So Dangote Refinery is equity, and then, you just said some videos ago that NNPC cheated themselves for divesting from their 20% to 7%. NNPC was supposed to owe 20% of Dangote Refinery, but they divested to 7.2. Okay, and Dangote Refinery is a combination of both equity and debt. So that $29 billion financing is a mezzanine instrument. And you can check up on that. You can read on more online. So it's not principally debt. It's not principally equity. It's not grants, even though you also got some grants here and there. So let me show you what I'm trying to explain here now. This is how they do it. Grants, we need a concept note. We need a BMC document to get it. We need a proposal in some cases, and pitching in some cases. So I've expanded that now to 4 things to get grants. And if you want to go towards grants, what you pay back is impact. So grant is not free. You take grant, you pay impact. Debt or loan, you typically need a proposal or a business plan. Ask any bank, go to BOI, go to LSTCL, bring your proposal, bring your business plan. If you collect a loan, you will need to provide collateral and pay back interest. If you collect equity, either from a VC firm or from Angel, you will need to provide an investment teaser, valuation report, and a pitch deck. I've expanded that now again. And you give them back dividends. You give them shares and they'll earn dividends, profits, 10x, whatever, exit. Then look at mezzanine. Mezzanine is A plus B, B plus C, A plus C, or A, B, C, D. Do you understand? There's another mezzanine instrument we also call convertible debt. It comes to you, and people in Lagos Angels Network, they do that nowadays to hedge their risk. They give you 100,000, no, let me go, low ticket, let's say $10,000 as equity for 20% of your startup. Convertible debt, what am I saying? Sorry, the other way around. They give you $10,000 loan, $10,000 loan at single digits to pay back after a while. But if you no pay back, once you default or you struggle to pay due to economy tough, they'll be converting back their dividends, their interest and repayment into equity stake in the business. So they call that convertible debt. It hits you as debt, but if you don't service the debt and you cannot service the debt, it finishes out as equity. And that's a mezzanine instrument. So there are different things in that school of thought. What are types of grants? I tell people there's grants every day for everybody. There's academic grants, there's research grants, there's NGO grants, there's government grants, there's funding, there's grants everywhere. There's military grants, there's climate grants, there's agric grants, there's education grants, there's medical grants. So why don't you know? Why are you not researching? Why are you not applying? Why are you not taking action? Okay. Is my volume really that low? I will be shocked. Please, I need confirmation from the team. Is my volume low? Or is it because I've not eaten this morning? No vessel, sorry. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Kemi.
We can hear you loud and clear.
I don't feel, but I never chop. No vessel, I never chop breakfast. All right, no wahala. So there are different types of grants.
People are
You
able
can
to family.
thank you. I can see that already. You can even go to Google alert.google.com. Use your Gmail. Because I'm almost like a Google scholar because I've done Google digital skills. I've done these different things for Google CS STEM funded projects, grant funded projects. You can set up a Google alert from your Gmail on grant, any kind of grant you want to know about. And you'll be getting, once the grant is announced or published online, you'll get it on your mailbox. It's that simple. Okay, let's move on. Who gives grant? Foundations give grant. There's a strategy we teach in our School of Grant Success. It's called FFF. And it's called FFF, Find and Follow Foundations. A lot of people don't know that Dangote Foundation gives grants. Tony Elumelu, you know. Ford Foundation, MasterCard Foundation, Sterling Foundation. The corporate body is doing well. That's what they call do good and do well in development sector. As they do well, they make money. They want to do good. They set up Google's foundation is called google.org. Google's parent body is Alphabet, where Google is under. Alphabet website is abc.xyz. What you know is google.com. The parent body is Alphabet. Alphabet's domain is abc.xyz. Within Alphabet, they have different companies, the biggest being Google. Google makes millions of dollars every year. And Google gives their foundation, google.org, 1% of their global profits for charitable cause. Almost every other person, Toleram, one of the big companies too, they have each Toleram foundations. So as the principal parent body makes money, they give to their charitable arm, their foundations for MasterCard, Ford, Bill and Melinda Gates, several foundations. What you need to do, however, is to align, go back here, look for the kind of grants you want, and look for the provider of such grants and follow them. Jump on their meeting, jump on their newsletter. HNIs give grant because of time. State governments give grants. Federal government give grants. Corporates give grants. World Bank and IMF, multinationals, impact investor, development or embassies, incubators and accelerator programs give grants like OCN, Orange Corners, like GEN, CBC, the one they will do at EDC, Faith Foundation, everywhere. Politicians give grants. We've administered grant for Remi Tinubu, Her Excellency, the Vice President, where she was still representing Lagos Central as a senator. We implemented the project with BOI. She gave grants. We did the training and she gave grants to people in our constituency. So we can't all be complaining and say nothing has happened. However dark or tough it is, there's still some ray of lights here and there. Tony Elumelu give grants, that you know. It was even this one that even shocked me. I don't like betting. I don't do betting. I don't promote betting. It's very addictive. It's very destructive. A lot of people are wasting their lives and their destiny away. Young people in Nigeria staking 100 naira to win 100 million. But look at what Bet Naija. I was driving one day on a branded BRT. I saw Bet Naija Foundation. I said, whoops, really? Do you know how much Bet Naija is one of the highest revenue grossing business in this country? There's a research that says more than 38 million youths are playing bets every day in Nigeria. And they are the market leader. So after seeing that branded BRT, Bet Naija Foundation, I said, wow, really? I looked up the site and screen grabbed it and look at what I saw up there, just far right corner, apply for grants. So what kind of grant do they give? What kind of grant do they give? You go and find out. And if it aligns to your business, I'm not asking you to go and play beto. I'm asking you to go and follow them and see if you can collect their grants. Okay, so that's that. Why do people give grants? Goodwill and reputation, to support the startup, to support innovation, to support aspiring entrepreneurs. I get idea, but I need help. I don't get money, I don't get this, but just help me. See my concept, see my everything. Somebody to help you 22 years ago, somebody helped you 30 years ago. Pay it back, pay it forward, So people that are made, that are established, that are risen, that are rising, are doing back. Some people are paying education school fees. That's a form of grant. It's called scholarship. Some people is health, medical. You can't make money now and eat your money alone and your family. It's not possible. It's not right. Even if you're a Christian or Muslim, you must support somebody. You must help somebody. You must help a community, a young person, a young business, and it may be financial, it may be non-financial. So people have a lot of good reasons why they give grant because of their passion and interest, because it is a charitable cause and it's a CSR obligation. Some people for tax rebates, some to solve a social problem. I like that number 6. Very important. What problem are you solving? Someone to contribute to SDG, someone to empower a disadvantaged group, people in low-income communities, or whether they call it LIMIC, low-income community, or GESI, gender inclusion and gender equity and social inclusion, or DI, gender diversity and inclusion, or IDP, or PWDs, okay, or returning migrants, GIZ. They do a lot of that with IOM, returning migrants, PWDs, IDPs, disadvantaged, or to create impact, or just for the developmental purpose. So as you put together your grant material, you must speak to one of these issues that align to the funder's objective. I have this story here. We may not be able to read it. It's a very touching story by that I saw online. It's a popular one of one particular Otedela friend. I was able to get him to give. Let me see if I can read it. Maybe that will resonate. I think I still have a few more time. If that will still resonate with anybody. So when the Nigerian billionaire Femi Otedela was asked in an interview, what was the thing that made him happiest in life? I'm saying this even though it takes me another 3 or 5 minutes, so that I want to deepen why you need to align to funders' passion and interest or their mission and goal. So the paragraph, the businessman and philanthropist said, I have gone through 4 stages of happiness before I finally understood the true meaning of happiness. I don't know if this is true, but the popular narrative online, nowadays they can put anything online, put somebody's picture, deep fake and AI, all those things. But the story, just the learnings, take the learnings, right? The first stage was to accumulate, build wealth, acquire properties, and become highly influential. So now people will get, now they give you. But at this stage, I did not get happiness I wanted. Femi said the next step was to collect valuables items. However, I realized that the luster of valuable things does not last long, and the effect of these things is also temporarily. Getting big project was the third. That was when I was holding 95% of the diesel supply in Nigeria and Africa. Additionally, I owned the largest vessels in Africa and Asia. My expectation of happiness were not met here either, Femi told the interviewer. Femi then reviewed the 4th stage that brought him real happiness. The 4th stage was the time a friend asked me to buy wheelchairs for some disabled children. It was for about 200 people. I immediately purchased the wheelchairs at the friend's request, say social capital. You need to secure grants and funding. It was my friend's request. It was my friend's request that I go with him and personally give the wheelchairs to the children. He and I got ready and went together. There, when Femi gave these wheelchairs to the children, he saw the strange glow of happiness on their faces. As I watched them move around and have fun in their wheelchairs, they all seemed to be having a good time. It was as if they've arrived at a picnic spot where they were sharing a jackpot winning. I felt real joy inside me, said Femi. When he decided to leave, one of the kids grabs his leg. The child stared at my face, tightly held my legs, while I tried to free them gently. Taking a step forward, I asked the child, do you need something else? The answer this child gave me not only made me happy, but also changed my attitude to life completely, Femi said. As this child said, I want to remember your face so that in heaven, I'll be able to recognize you. and tell you thank you once again. What would you be remembered for after your eye office or life issue? Will anyone desire to see you again? Will anyone desire to see your face again where it really matters? So that just goes to show why some people go out of their way to fund and support businesses. Okay, so your getting grants should address any of the 17 SDG goals. Which one are you solving or contributing to? Grant is not free money. Grant is not quick. You don't apply for grant in September and they disburse you 30th of September. Well done. Thank you. There's practically no grant you can apply for now that you'll be disbursed next month. I'm sorry. It's a patient capital, but it doesn't come quickly. The process, the timeline. Grant is competitive. It's not favoritism. Oh, it's PDP people, they only give their party people. Oh, it's APC people, they won't give us. I'm not a carrying member. They play. Apply. Leave all those sentiments and all those. Apply. Let's even see if they will give you or not. That's what people say during you win. There's a PDP thing. It's only PDP people that they are giving. They lost out on 10 million that could forever change their life or business. Okay, grant is not about your company or project. You must align it to the funder's objective. Don't just do something outside based on passion. Research what the funders want to do, what they are also passionate about, and follow the direction of their mission. Not all grant awards are monetary. It's not money. This grant thing is not just money. Some grants are training, technical or capacity building, and they've supported you. Some are equipment financing. They'll give you the equipment. Some is even access to market, exhibition. We have people today that are funded. There's a Paris fashion show going up. I know 2-3 startups that was funded to go to Paris to exhibit, all paid for. But they don't give them €1 apart from it was a 3 weeks program, 1,000 per week, 1,000 euros per week. That's only money. So they got 3,000 euros to be in Paris for 3 weeks. But every other that one thing they call a stipend. So the real thing is the exposure, the opportunity. That's what the funders did for them then. You know, to apply and win grants, you need information. You need to be eligible. You need a few documentations, maybe a concept note, maybe a pitch deck, maybe a website, maybe social media presence, pictures, proofs, evidences. Then you need to now submit a good application. Good application. Once your application or concept note is not good, it will be trashed. Where to get funding opportunities, communities, tech hubs, incubation and accelerator program, newsletters, premium subscription, networking, Google Alerts, I've said that again, referrals, open calls, one that they announce, then trade associations and cluster, LSTCF. I saw the community on WhatsApp, you need to be there. You will get both opportunities within LSTCF and outside of LSTCF. How long does it take to go in grants? Sometimes a month. If it's too fast, sometimes 3 months, sometimes 6 months, sometimes 9 months. And there are different stages, different procedures. Sometimes it's a one-off application. You write, you pass, you get an email, congratulations, that's the end of it. Some you write, you pass. They said, no, there's a second stage, write again, submit additional documents. Some there's a third stage. Oh yeah, let's pitch. We want to see the person that wrote this application, whether now you write, I've been a consultant right now. Oh yeah, send us a video pitch. After the video pitch, they go to a 4th round. We want an interview, oh yeah, in person. After one, we no agree. Let's go for due diligence, physical visits. Let's see you. Where are you? Are you just a mushroom business in the cloud and you want to carry our $200? And all this process gets to the highest level as the prize sum, the tickets. So somebody wants to give you $5,000, $10K, may not go to this. But somebody wants to give you $100K or $200K, it will go through all these levels. They call them hard evidences. You know, provide hard, not soft evidence, hard evidences. Okay. Finally, am I rushing this thing? What's the time? Okay, we're finishing by 1. I'll be 11 to 1, 2 hours. Before finally, semi-finally. Now, you have seen a grant opportunity. Now you have seen a grant call. How do you piece together How do you set up Google Alert? You go to alert.google.com or just go to your Gmail. You can set up your Google Alert from there and put education grant in Nigeria or a grant for agro processor in Nigeria. Just set up the alert. So now you want to apply for TEF or you win at the time or SIPA, Leap Africa Zone, or wherever the Orange Corner, OCN, or CBC, Creative Business Corp, or whatever they are giving grants, or LSTCF, Lagos Cares. You see the questionnaire, you see the templates, explain your business idea. Who are your customer segments? Who are your target audience? What impact will you deliver? What's your sustainability strategy? What is this? What is that? This is where you now need to understand the inner workings, the idiosyncrasies, the lingua, the mannerism, okay? What lawyers argue in courts, what doctors do in the medical theater. As a professional, you need to learn what you will do in your grant writing so that you will float. Your application will float and be in that top 1%. And just maybe 2 weeks after or 2 months after, you get an email. Congratulations, your grant application was successful. And that is it. Congratulations. And I'm telling somebody here now, prophetically, congratulations. As you make move this year, some will happen this year, others will happen next year. Congratulations. 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 Right? Thank you. You can start dropping your questions. So what do you do? How do you navigate those grant questions? How do you navigate them? Oh, there are some 4 questions already. Okay. We'll go take question. Let me go back to my slide. In navigating those questions, I will tell you that please avoid what we call DQs. In the School of Grant Writing, there's what we call DQs. This one is from our course. I just brought it there for free of charge for you. DQs are disqualify. Don't lose the fight before don't lose the match before the fight starts. Okay? What are DQs in grant writing and grant application? They are discarded or disqualified in your proposal or grant application. When you don't pay attention to the eligibility criteria, important instructions, and other special requirements, it should be considered. This grant here that I have on my screen was a grant we did for 2-3 years at EDC. I will not mention the name of the program. I was a marker, a reviewer on the program. So this is my portal. So at that time, I was assigned 355. I'd mark only 38. And other people that were marking with me, they've marked 6 or 7. I was marking from 2 zones. I was marking 2 regions. So we were graded into different consultants. So maybe I was marking Southwest and North Central, something like that. A whole lot of application. Then if you look at the one that I highlighted in red, you will see 0, discarded application. As a reviewer, as a consultant, as a marker, as a judge, as an evaluator, whatever the title they give us while marking grant application, one of the things you want to do is to quickly sweep read the application if it aligns with the requirements. If it doesn't align, you just discard it, you disqualify it. That's DQ. I don't want to mark it if it's to be disqualified. I wasted my time. Nobody will pay me for that. And even if I disqualify it based on what it is, I will still earn my full rate application because it's a loss, it's an overwhelming process. Let me tell you how overwhelming grant application can. Don't put grant application opportunities on what we call open calls again. They put it on closed calls. There are 4 calling frameworks for you to get grant opportunity. Let me explain. There's what we call open calls, come everybody. There's what we call close calls, only if they call you. There's what we call warm calls, and there's what we call cold call. These are the calling framework in finding grant opportunities. Open calls is Tony Elimelu, 1st of January every year. Come here, everybody. 5,000 people apply. They are going to mark it. They're going to review it. That process alone will cost money. It will cost the grant maker money because consultants are marking it. PwC is doing quality assurance. Money at 2 levels. Some people say, I don't have the energy to see 5,000 applications. I'm not putting this thing in public domain. I'm going under the radar. I'm only sending it to a group. I'm sending it to only Fadan. It's a creative grant. Fadan, do you have any women in fashion that needs this grant? Only your members can apply. That's a close call. You are not in Fadan. You're not a woman in fashion. You cannot. So they are limiting the number to reduce the amount of work they will do. So they are close calls. They are close calls. Some of the grants that I have, some are close calls, some are cold calls. Not all opportunities are within the public domain. So you need to know that and look for where to find your opportunity. So these are disqualifications. Let me show you some examples. Some popular examples of DQs: word count, 2,000 words, 1,000 character, age limit, gender, font size. Area 11 is area 11. Area 11 single space is area 11 single space. Somebody following me? Okay. You win grant. Jesus. Question 14. The concept note of the fund have said that the maximum amount they are giving people is 10 million. You go to question 14 on the you win grant application. Question 14. How much do you need for your business or startup? It was a DQ question. The maximum amount is 10 million, but people have faith now. Ask and you shall receive. There's nothing my God cannot do. They say 11 million, 14 million. I haven't saw 50 million. I saw different amounts. Anybody that asks more than what the price sum should be, you pack, leave them, disqualified. You can only take 10 million or below. You can't ask. I was even telling people, ask for 9, 9.5, 9.8. That funding cap is a funding cap. You can't bring a 3 million problem inside my headache. I say I want to give you 10 million. The other 20 million is your headache. Go and look for it. Or do what they call cost sharing or counterpart funding to balance the difference. Okay, so there are many other things that you can look at, and if you don't align with, you'll just be disqualified and you will not be assessed. Okay. Look at this example. I wish we have, okay, no, we'll use a chat group. Amataya, we'll use a chat group. Example of DQ. Please upload a 1-page PDF outlining your action plan for your fellowship project. So this is just that example. Then the writer said font size 10, font style area, single spacing 1.5. Click to upload a file or drag it. Accept the size limit 10 MB. Using the chat box and my explanation of DQs, can somebody mention 1 or 2 DQs that are here? Please, I beg. Based on what I explained in the previous slide and what you can see now, can anybody explain, give me any example of the DQs that are here? And you know, you guys don't have mic. Oh, next time, once you behave well, we'll invite you for Zoom meeting and give you mic. But because of some people that will be making noise and shouting and inside the market and buying pomo, we decided to freeze everybody's mic for decorum's sake. Mute that person now. Hey, Rashidat, can you off your mic, please? We don't have time. There are several DQs that are here. So look properly and tell me the 2 or 3 DQs that are there. Somebody will still upload MS file, MS Word file, or PPT. Follow instruction, please. Okay. If your sizes are even more than, there's a place you can miniaturize or reduce the size of your documents. There are sites and all of those. Color, dimension color. I don't care. Wow, are you serious? I didn't see color there or that first one. It's not New Times Roman 12. Oh, I thought I saw era 11. Where are you seeing? Hey, my brother. I beg you, whenever start, you don't quote your own. I beg go. Make this handshake no pass elbow. I know see New Times Roman 12 for my example. Kanayo is my friend. I know Kanayo. Kanayo, congrats on your last speech. I hope you indeed got it. The second one, except we are looking at the second one. So there are two things there. The second one said promoters information. Text in italics, including this, can be deleted. To complete the application, reviewers and judges will consider no more than 10 pages. So carry your over syllabus somewhere else. Additional pages will be discarded, will be disqualified, will not be read. Use font 11, not smaller. Use black fonts, standard text, no italics. Did they mention the particular font style they wanted? They just say font 11. Okay. For what I know, GIZ, which I have an ongoing project with at one level, they like area 11. You know, some people write Garamond, some people write anything, but people like New Times Roman 12. Okay. Thank you. So let's go to the concluding thing. That's where I want to end now, mirroring and telling techniques, and we'll take questions. In your grant writing, you must understand what we call mirroring and telling techniques. The mirroring techniques is the process of extracting and using the key terms and words. See the underlined word there, key terms and words used in the question to provide the answer. Example, project description, 200 words. Words, project description. What is your location? How are you tackling the problem? What are you going to do about it? What is innovative about all those questions? Look at the first response. I wronged it myself. We have developed. Let me look for my annotate. Where is that thing? Look at the first one. We have developed a top-range product that will solve all local security issues for rural farmers. Is that what they ask you? Is that the question? Are you mirroring the thing? Are you telling it properly? The question has asked you in 200 words, what is your solution? How are you tackling the problem? If you want to mirror that properly, look at the second one here. My solution is, my team and I are tackling the problem by, then the next thing, this is how I'm going about the problem. And this is what is innovative about my approach. You mirror and you tell. Don't over syllabus, no overthink them, no overanalyze them. Mirror properly until that's a gem in grant writing that you're getting for free. There are types of telling techniques. The telling techniques is a bit different. How do I remove all this jaka on my listing now? Eraser, Abi. The grant techniques, the telling techniques is following the tail of each questions as it is asked. Okay? Ability to follow these tails. And I've said somewhere in this material that questions, when they are grading, questions follows each of those tails. So there's single tail, short tail, and multiple tail. I want to use that example of that question. Problem statement. What problem are you solving? Where is it located? When you are grading, this is the evaluator scorecard. If you can follow me now. During grading, you will see that they will say, if the person said something about the problem, 3 points. If the person mentioned a location, 2 points. If the person talked about who they are reaching, 4 points. If the person talked the problem that they are solving, they will break all the questions within the tail of that question into marks, into points. If you just answer it rudely, carelessly, without attention, you will lose. At the end of the day, you will think you've answered the question, but you are in a competition. Grants are competitive. You will get 12 marks out of 24. Another person uses the tailing and mirroring technique. The person gets maybe even 18 or 20. Before you will catch up with somebody that has gone 18 and you have scored 10. Because at the end of the day, it's a total. The highest score will float to the top. The person will get email, congratulations. Because you don't understand tailing and mirroring and you don't use it, you just answer the question, I was born in this day, I gave birth to this business, I'm passionate about something. Nobody's asking you all that now. Follow the question. Mirror properly and tail properly. Finally, in this grant thing, What do you need to win a grant? There are 5 things. It's like cooking soup. There are 5 ingredients that it must contain. Typically, I've seen these things, I've marked, I've reviewed, I've applied for myself, I've applied for other people. Once your grants don't have these 5 elements, 5 ingredients, my brother, you go hard on. Number 1, innovation. What is unique about your solution? And when we say innovation, we're not talking about technology. I did a course, I did a class yesterday at for Unilag under the Innovation to Market program. It's a funded program also. It's an incubation program by RISA and UK-AIDS. I was the first facilitator for the bootcamp. And we're talking to innovators and researchers. And I was telling them again that innovation is not tech. Innovation is not tech. Innovation is not AI, it's not cloud. Innovation is improvement, is change, is difference, is better. And it may be tech or non-tech. So when I say innovation, we're not asking that you must be a tech startup. In your catering business, in your agro business, in your school, in your medical line, what are the innovations? What are the uniqueness? What are the differences? How are you doing your own? Attending to special child or kids with special needs. Then what problem are you solving and how big is the problem? You must provide data to back that up. How sustainable can this be before the grant, pre-grant and post-grants? I have been here before your money. Give me your money. I'll be here after your money. No funder wants to fund anybody and the business stops growing post-grant. Sustainability is continuation post-funding. Then scalability. The problem is large. There are 23 million unemployed youth in Nigeria. There are 25 million children out of schools. There are 120 million people living in poverty. Okay? Nigerians have, they say Nigeria have 240 universities and all of them can only take 900,000. But 2 million people write JAM every year. What will happen to the other 1.1 people? 65% of Nigerians are not connected to grid, national lights. There are a lot of issues. If we can solve it for 1, 2, 3 people, we can solve it for 1 million people. Scalability, how big can this become? Then what are your traction, your validation, your proof of concept? Then finally, impact. Impact, stories of change, success stories, stories of change. They came blind, now they can see. They will meet us at point A, pre-assessment, post-assessment, but when they leave us, this is their journey, this is their progress, this is their growth, and this is what we will celebrate. Thank you so much, everybody. This is the size of the show. This is the size of the show. If you need additional information to take action, follow LSTCF for loans and interventions. They give loans, they give grants also. Follow any of these our friends, Yemi Kerry of Rising Tide, Maya of Ingressive, Tayo of Get Equity, Comfort Arusa of DROM if you need equity. Then follow us. We are the leader, the #1 in grant matters in this country. Any other persons are imitators. We are the #1, right? And I hope you can come to school. This is our School of Grant Success. You can learn more, follow us online on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you learned anything, go online, tag LSCTF with your feedback and the actions you want to take next. And tag us, tag me, Edward the Senate, tag School of Grant Success. We'll be happy to support you. We are finishing, last week Saturday, we finished our cohort 3. August, the next cohort for this year is November. You can find out more details as you follow us online. This is Comfort Arusa of DROM. Sunny is with Bosuna. He runs Magic Fund. They give, not everybody give grants. Some people do grants, some people do debt, some people give grants. So finally, to secure debt, you go to the lender. To secure grants, you wait for an announcement from the program sponsor, or you even cold call them. To secure equity, the best thing is to get an introduction from somebody to the venture capital firm or the angel. But all of this is about planning ahead, building relationship, and taking action. Thank you so much. It's not smooth, it's not easy, it's not a 2-hour journey. It's a lifelong journey with a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes you get a rejection mail. So we started a grant journey last year. They awarded the money this year. Is World Bank IGF, Innovation grant facility, 100K. I missed out on it. You can read out about the grant. So people in digital skills, World Bank IGF innovation grant facility was for 100K. I got the rejection email some 2 months ago. After getting to the final stage, they came to my hub in Alausa. I have a tech hub plus incubation hub in Alausa. They asked for internet, they asked for generator, they asked for first aid, they asked for this social safeguard, environmental safeguard, internet speed, energy efficiency, everything. We don't do interview, we don't submit concept, no, we don't do everything. Just that final stage after due diligence, we didn't make the cut. And I missed out on the 100K. It's painful. Some of my friends, Daniel Chinagoz's hub in Aba got it. Ade got it in Lagos, 100K. A few other people. Then this other guy in Jos, Theodo, got it. Ansin in Port Harcourt, startup hub, they got it too. I can see all their material. They're implementing the project now, but I did not get it. So it's not that easy. Sometimes I do 5, I get 1, or I get 2, but we move. But the important thing is that I'm taking actions, I'm getting some, and the one that I'm getting is more important than the ones that I'm not getting. Thank you. We'll take questions. I hope this has been good for you. This is another testimonial from Choma. This is another one. Several. So congratulations, my friends. You are next. These are contact details. Let me know if you want to reach out, if you need to reach out. Questions now. Thank you. How are we taking questions, ma'am?
Thank you so much, Mr. Edward, for such a very packed session. I'm very sure a lot of people on this session would have benefited or would have gotten a thing or two that they can take away and use for their various businesses and to also help them access this grant session. We really have we're from the feedback that we've been getting from the chat box, I can see that a lot of people really appreciate that this session has come about. So we have some questions here in the Q&A box. So, but just before we go into the questions, please, there's a poll that just popped up on your screen. I'd like for you to please help fill this poll, as this will help us serve you better. So please fill this poll. It's not it's really one of those things that we use to help find ways in which we can bring more of this type of topics and also find different ways in which we can serve you better. So thank you so much for staying this far. So we'll go into the questions now. I have an anonymous attendee asking, I am in L2. If I look at the staff strength, okay, I'm in L2 if I look at the staff strength, but L3, looking at the revenue, where would you place me?
I think you should go by yourself. Internally, it means you are L2. But to the tax man, when a tax person wants to assess you at a bank, they will say it's by revenue. So internal view, objectively, I think you are L2 by your staff strength. But because of when banks used to charge COT, turnover per transaction, per mil, blah, 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 even a tax guy, they'll charge you, they'll evaluate you by revenue. That's what it means. So sometimes you can be cross-border. That's correct.
So I hope the person that dropped the question, I hope your question was well answered. So we have another anonymous attend. Okay, the person asking if the session is recorded. Yes, it is. And you can also go to our YouTube channel to have a rewatch, because it's being broadcasted live even right now on YouTube. So you can go back during your free time to our YouTube channel on Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, and you'd find the recording there for your viewing pleasure. So we have another question here from Ario Lukayode. He's asking, please, under funding sources, what do you mean by BMC?
Oh, BMC is business model canvas now. Business model canvas is one of those simple tools that you use to clarify and communicate your business idea. It has the 9 building blocks: value proposition, customer segment, key partners, key resources, channels, cost structure, and revenue stream. Yep. So if you've attended any business or entrepreneurship training, you would have been introduced to BMC, or LSCTF can invite you for a BMC workshop anytime soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Edward. So we have another question here asking, is it possible to apply for grants on behalf of my dad's company?
No.
He's a technician and I want to join him in upgrading the business to buying, selling, and manufacturing at large. Is this possible, sir?
So the thing is, the answer is yes or no. You can join your dad, and if age is on your side, let's say daddy is 50 years or 70, 60 years now, it will be tough for him to win a grant, right? Except if it's a grant targeted for people at that age. I know who can do that kind of grant. For instance, Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, can give people grants for that at that age because he founded KFC at 65. Right? So he could say, you see, I did it at 65. I'm also ready to support people that are 60 and above if they still have any fire or business venture in them. But it's not a popular thing. What is popular is grant for lower people, younger people, youthful people. If you are the youth age demography, yes, you can apply for your dad. But there are some that if you apply, they will need you and your name to feature in your CAC registration. So otherwise, it will not be able to work. If that does not give you a stake or a shares in that business, it will not be sustainable. You may not be able to push that over and beyond some particular type of grant. The sadder thing is that there are very few grants, I doubt if there are any, for pure trading, buying and selling. It's tough, except if it's a grant from a government or from a senator. So those ones, they want to give back to their constituency and they want to give traders, market women, but most grant for core SMEs and MSMEs and startups, na technology-oriented grant, innovative business grants, and not just buying and selling. Not just buying and selling. But are there grants for traders and buying and selling? Absolutely. Let me go back to my slide. I thought I have something on one particular grant from the federal government of Nigeria. It's 50,000. It's not your kind of money anyway. So I've answered that question. I hope that was manageable, please.
So Abiba, I hope your question has been well answered. So Wahab Titilayo is asking, how can I apply for a grant, sir?
That's everything we've talked about here. You can apply for a grant by getting an information about the grant. So if Tony Elumelu was running, I would say, let me see. Hold on a bit. This person is asking a question because I'm in my good moods. Let me attempt to answer that question. Everything we've talked about here is about applying for grants. Today in our School of Grant Success, we've sent a bucket list of grant applications for the people in the cohort, the school, to take action. I want to open one of those grants that is running and show you how you can apply for grants. Let me assume that up till now, you still don't know how to apply for grants. But we can move to the next question. We can move to the next question while I open this grant stuff for her to see.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edward. Camille Adebayo is asking, you mentioned a place and date where we can get a grant. Can you please repeat the venue and date?
Not a place and date for grant, though. They're not. I'm asking that they are doing an investment readiness show, like they're doing an investors fair. You can get into the room and meet different funders of debt, equity, and grants. So if you can see my screen, Bimbo Chekwa is a member of Asborn. She's a student in our course. She sent me this grant and I'm asking her to apply. So for you to apply, you get an opportunity like this, Deep Price Challenge for Social Entrepreneurs Fighting Poverty. You click on the link. We seed organization distributing proven poverty solution, all aiming to scale. Are you the next? Apply. You click on apply, you register, download this thing, you see the questions, you apply. These are the areas that they are funding: health, water, agri, livelihood, energy, public service, education, customs. You apply. That is how to apply for grant 101. If this training did not, if you didn't get it, thank you. Oh, I should send the link for you here, Abby. Even though you didn't come to school, let me send the link to you. That's the link. Thank you. So we'll go. The next one, please.
Well, thank you for that, Mr. Edward. So we have kindly expatiate on the validation aspect when applying for a grant.
Validation aspect is the same thing as traction. It's the same thing as track record. It's saying that are proven results, the things that you have done before. The things that you have done before. I want to help you. Give me evidence that you have done this thing before and that you can do it. That's validation. Where have you done it before? Who have you done it for before? So as you do what you are doing, document as much as you can, videos, testimonials, pictures, post it online, do an interview, do a press release about it, and keep the link. You can do a press release in Punch, all those things, 20K, 30K, 40, 50K maybe, and you keep the link. Then when you're applying tomorrow, you put the link of that your activity, that you did a borehole project for a community that had a cholera outbreak, and you're able to reduce cholera and infection in that community by over 50%. You put picture and post it and publish it. Publish it. That's your traction. That's your testimonial you're building for tomorrow against the next grant call by Bill and Melinda Gates. Don't know if somebody is getting this thing. Okay.
So I hope that person is satisfied with the answer given. So Daphne, you're asking if it's possible to get the slides. So this is one of the reasons why we are taking the polls that we've put up so we can have your contact details and send them over to you via mail. So you'll be getting, so I don't know if Mr. Edward, can you please, I don't know, can we get your slides?
Is it anything?
No. All right, Mr.
Sorry,
Edward.
the slide are my material. They're what we used to teach in our school, so I can't
Okay, so I think I'd advise
but
that.
what I can do though, I'll send another resource, something similar or close, not this exact one.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Edward, for
But
that.
again, you could have been screen grabbing it or everything. You can.
So I would even say, since there's the video recording on YouTube, so you can go back there and then capture every single
topic absolutely
you'd want from the slides that we shared so far.
Please remind me. I will send another material that will add value to them. Please.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Mr. Edward. So I hope that answers you, Daphne. We have a question from Kudrat Salau. She's asking, she's saying, I've always had this fear that grants are not for everyone, but now I can go for it. How can I have access to grants as a school owner?
It's easy. Do everything we've talked about here, but let me simplify it for you. Number one, look for funders or grant makers that fund education, like MasterCard, okay, like Pinned. Okay, so I'm giving you funders that are education enthusiasts. They want to use their money to solve and close the gaps in education. Follow Teach for Nigeria. Teach for Nigeria have a program that is funded by Owando Foundation. They are doing something October 10 at the Zone in Bagada. Is a pitching program by Teach for Nigeria that is funded by Owando. So if Owando is funding that program 10th October, which I'm speaking as one of the panelists, I'm on the panel, I'm not speaking, one of the judges. It means that Owando's money is going towards education for people in low-income environments. So Owando is there, Pinned is there, MasterCard is there. Follow people that are passionate about education, okay, and prepare your pitch deck, go to their sites, jump on their newsletter. Once you have a bunch of opportunity from them, apply, look at their eligibility criteria. If you meet it, apply. You never know until you try, until you take that plunge. Yeah. Thank you.
So, Kudrat, I hope that answers your question.
Oh, awesome. And Kazim, so you won for Teach for Nigeria incubation last year. Awesome. You see, I was part of the faculty at EDC that took the incubation set this year. And I remember that lady from Owando Foundation coming, and they are doing their finally October 10. It's on my calendar. I will be there. Teach for Nigeria. It's only for alumni, although, yeah, so you have to go through the program. But these are just examples. If you cannot even jump on Teach, I'm just saying follow Owando Foundation. They do education. They are passionate about education. They fund and give grants to educators and people, even MasterCard. But MasterCard has to be ed tech. So you have to now see what's the technology I'm adding to Choma's one that I announced here for 100K is ed tech now. That's why she was able to get the $100,000 from MasterCard Foundation. Yep. Thank you. Yes, I know.
Right, thank you, Mr. Edward. So I have a question here from another question from Abiba. She's asking, can we use paper bookkeeping as proofs, or it all has to be digitalized?
I think it has to be digitalized. How will you send your paper to, how will you upload it on an application form, or send it to somebody in Germany for review, or send it to somebody in New York, or somebody in Abuja that is reviewing your grants? You ship it through DHL or God is good. So you must digitize some of these things. It now becomes scalable, it becomes transferable, it becomes easy to share, to spread. Vivian is asking, how do she get a recharge card? Okay, I'll send it to Motayo. She'll send it to you. Is that fine? Or any of our numbers here, reach any of the numbers here in the contact information that is on the School of Grand Success. We'll send you. But I don't want plenty Vivian, okay? We don't even know who Vivian is now.
Okay,
Okay.
Vivian can send details to.
Yeah, I'll send you just let me operationalize your Motayo, please. I'll send her a 2K recharge card.
But okay, or Vivian, you can drop your name and your contact details in the chat box now, so I can pick it up from there now. Please. Can Vivian drop her name and her contact details on the chat box now? So I'll wait for Vivian. Okay, I have it.
Okay, it's fine. I've seen it too, so I'll just send it to that line. It's an MTN line. I'll credit it shortly.
Okay, Vivian seems to be one of our lucky winners today.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Vivian.
Congratulations, Vivian.
Okay, so to the next question. So the person asking the gestation period for LSCTF grant after application. You're going to have to exercise patience. Our grant process has to do with a whole lot of stages, and given the bulk of applications that we receive, I'd advise that within a month, you should get a response from them, but just please exercise patience. If you've applied for a grant and you're yet to hear from them, you definitely do. I hope that answers your question. So we have another question, and the person is asking, can someone apply for a grant with only a business name?
Absolutely. There are grants for business name owners, yes. But there are some that you need to have a limited liability company, yes. But yes, you can apply with a business name, yes.
Okay. Tim Tokpa is asking, please, sir, I really need mentorship to apply for grants. I'm always scared I get turned off.
The school of grand success. That's the solution. School of grand success.
So I hope Temitope has heard that. So I think Mr. Edward posted some time ago their details. So if you'd like to attend, that would help you learn more about applying for grants.
It's a 6-week course and it's a bit intense with assignments and case studies and exercises and practice. So you grow your grant muscle so that when you see questions next time, you're not overwhelmed, you're not discouraged, you know how to break it down, how to attack it line by line.
Okay, Anonymous is asking, how can I apply for a grant as a driving school trainer?
Driving school. Driving school. You're teaching people how to drive. I want to accept grant. What do you want to use the grant money for? Except you want to say your school now is not using people using EV cars, electric cars, because even though your car is contributing to carbon and ozone layer. But if you say you need a grant to pivot into electric vehicles, you know, and to contribute to net carbon zero, maybe. But what do you need grant for? The people coming to school to learn driving, they will pay for their driving class now. You want to teach underserved people how to drive, maybe. Okay, are there more questions?
So I hope that answers that person's question. So so someone is asking that, do they get a discount to join your school?
Just mention LSTCF. You get discount, yes.
So I guess maybe you'd have, okay, then just mention the LSTF, then you get a discount.
Yes, what I can do is send the LSTCF discount codes with the slide so that when you are sending it to them, so I want to make sure that it's for people that came for this training, attended
for the session.
Yes, so
okay,
you will get the slide and you get this LSTCF code. Once you do that, it will give you, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 or 20% discount. The money is small now, it's 55,000 for 6 weeks. It's not a lot of money, like per se like that. It's an online course, so
I'm very sure it's very well. So is it going to be a virtual course?
It's a virtual course, it's online, yes.
Okay, sir. So Kemi, I hope you've heard that, and I hope your question has been answered. So be on the lookout for all the slides that will be sent to your mail.
Yes, we'll send it there.
So you be on the lookout for the slides that will be sent to you, that will be sent to your mailbox, so that you can benefit from this special discount for those that are in attendance today. So I have an anonymous attendee asking, okay, so for the LSTF grants, everything LSTF does is strictly for Lagos residents. This is to help Lagos residents. If you are a business owner living in Lagos, because it's Lagos taxpayers' money that's being used to, help with all of these things.
And I say with evidence of last self.
Yes, and with evidence of LASTRA. So you need to have your LASTRA that shows that you are a resident of Lagos State. So yes, you have to be a resident of Lagos State if you want to be a beneficiary of our grants application. So I hope that answers your question. And Deborah is asking if you could help with some links to these foundations.
I mentioned their name now. Just Google them and follow them. Owando Foundation, Ford Foundation, Mastercard Foundation, Sterling Foundation, Dangote Foundation, MTN Foundation, MTN NAS Foundation. They have an entrepreneurship grant for people with disabilities. Sorry. NMPC has foundation. Are you kidding with me? It does. Total has foundation. You know, there's several. That's like your first leg into grants. Foundations and development partner, those are your leg in. I want to show, please.
So you can go back to Okay, so you can go ahead, go back to this video if you'd like to get down the names, the different names. I think he shared all of this in during the session as he was going through his slides. So you can just go back to the videos that we set out on YouTube while you're watching, and so you can get more of these names. So Moses is asking, please, sir, what does it take to access a loan as a photographer under LSCTF? So you can just walk into, as long as you're a business owner that is resident in Lagos, you can just walk into, I don't know what local government you're in, Moses, but you can walk into any of our local governments. We are in all local governments in Lagos State and 6 LCDs. So you can walk into any of the local governments. We have our offices there, and we have our officers that will attend to you. So you can just walk in and let them know that you would like to apply for our loans. But do ensure that while you're working in, you have your LASTRA, you have your tax, you have your 6 months bank statement, you have your passport photograph, you have your BVN on hand, and you have your ATM, because everything that will be done for you will be strictly online. And you can also go back once your loan application has been once your loan has been applied for, you can go back and you can monitor the progress of your loan as it goes. So I hope that answers your question, Mr. Moses. I don't know the local government you're at, but you can just walk into any of
Can you take that again? Because most people don't know the requirements to even get funding. There is tax there, there's ID card, there's last track. Can you just mention it or even just type them out? Because sometimes as business, you need to know those requirements and have them before you even start thinking about it. Not when you need money, you just show up and say, I need a loan of 20 million. But all the requirements they will ask you, you don't even know the documents you need to provide. And now you're a bit pressed. You don't even have them. You need tax for 6 months. Have you been paying your taxes? Have you even received your tax certificate or a tax transfer or something? You need it. Sometimes funding is a forward planning. Take the next 3 months and put yourself and your books and your house in order. Then you can attract funding better. Take the next 6 months, maybe. What are these requirements? Do you know them? Some people here don't have LASTRA. How do you want to collect LSTCF money? And some other things maybe you have and you don't have, but you need to know those things, then show up in a local government and go and do your LASTRA, go and do this, go and do that. It's as simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Edward. So I've put the requirements in the chat box. So if you know that you want to apply for our loan, that is, if you know you are already an existing business and you'd like to apply for our loan, you can get close to 500,000. But if you know that your business is registered, you can get up to 5 million naira. So if you know your business is registered and you'd like to get above 500,000, then you'd also need to include your TIN and your CAC certificate amongst the other requirements that I've just put in the chat box. So, Mr. Moses, I hope that answers you. And for every other person that'd like to apply for the LSCTF loans, those are the things that you'd need, that you'll be taking along with you to the local government so that they can help you apply for our loans. So we have Stephen here asking, what is the cost of the 6-week school? I think Mr. Edward has answered that.
You answered that.
Okay.
It's 55,000.
Okay.
So Vivian, can you confirm your airtime? It has been sent to your phone. Congratulations.
Kemi is asking if, so Kemi, you are asking if the application for the grant application at LSTF, if it's on. Presently, no. But when I started the session, one of the things I said was that you can follow us on all our social media platforms. Turn on your post notifications so that when all of these things are on, you don't miss out on any one of it. So the moment the grant portal is open, you will be notified via our social media platforms so that you can apply. So I hope that answers you, Kemi. So please, you can follow us on all our social media platforms so that once the application is and the portal is open, you would know and you'll be able to apply. Okay, Mr. Moses, you're at Solo. So you can just walk into our office in Solo and then you meet our officers there that will attend to you. Oyekom is asking, please, sir, does it mean that some of us whose farm is outside Lagos, but we live in Lagos, can benefit from LSCTF grants or loans? So, like I said earlier, because the loans that are used for all of these businesses are from taxpayers' money that are resident in Lagos State. So you need to, the loans are only accessible to those who are residents in Lagos. I think I've answered that already. Deborah is asking, I have an NGO that I really want to start. It's a vision I've had for some years now, but I don't have the means to start. How do I apply for grant for my NGO?
Talked about that. Everything in this video will guide you to apply for grants.
So Deborah, you can go back to the video and look through, and you would definitely have your answers so you can know how to apply for your grants. So I hope, I don't know, are there any other questions? So Mr. Edward, someone is asking that, does it mean that those that are age 40 and above have very low chances of getting?
In some instances, so the grant makers, the grant funders, the grant donors, those are the three words that describe them. Grant makers, grant funders, grant donors, or impact investors. Let me add that. They determine the ceiling, the cap they want to go to. Some, like Tony Elumelu now, that TEF does not have a cap. Whether you are 41, 45, 40, whatever, Tony Elumelu $5,000 grants does not have a cap. No, still no age cap. Okay, so, but for some, it's typically 18 to 35. So I don't determine that ceiling, that window. Some people decide.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Edward. I can see someone asking, if you're at Agbado Kyodo, I think Ojokoro should be close to you. Kende, I should think Ojokoro should be close to you, so you can just walk into Ojokoro, and we have our office there, and our officers will be there to attend to you. You can walk into Alimosho local government. We have an office there also, and our officers there will attend to you. So in the absence of any other questions, I would like to say a very big thank you. I can see 3 people who have their hands raised, but I would advise that you please drop your questions in the chat, in the Q&A box, so that we don't miss out on your questions. Please drop your questions in the Q&A box, so we don't miss out on any of your questions. Thank you. So if you don't have any other questions on hand, I'd like to say thank you, Mr. Edward, for coming on to share from your wealth of knowledge with us. We really appreciate you, and we hope that a lot of people would be able to take this opportunity that you've given to them. Also, attending your school to learn more on grants, but they can also, just like we said before, follow us on all our social media platforms. All these sessions that we are having, they are for you. They are to help scale your business. One of the things we are after is not just to give you access to funds. We are also after giving you access to information that can help grow your business. Because a lot of people might get these funds and not know how to properly apply them, how to properly use them. Like today now, a lot of people might just think, okay, they said I should apply for grants. So what are the things that you need to know? What are the things that could disqualify you from getting this grant? Those are some of the things that Mr. Edward has shared with us today. And I hope we've all noted these questions. Fumlaya, I'm so sorry. You said your question was not read. You didn't drop your question in the Q&A box. So I didn't get the question. This is one of the reasons why we implore you to please drop your question in the Q&A box so that we don't miss out on your questions. So please, you can please drop your question in the Q&A box so we don't miss out on the questions and the questions can be answered now. Kende, you are asking, so please, you can go to Ojokoro. We have an office at Ojokoro and our officers there will attend to you. Thank you. So thank you so much everyone for being here. Ellen, you're saying your question wasn't answered. Please, can you drop this question in the Q&A box, please, so that we can answer these questions. In the midst of the chats coming in, we might have missed out on your questions. Apologies for that, but please drop your question in the Q&A box so that your questions can be answered. Okay, so Ellen is asking what your contact is. So I think if you go through
time now.
Go through the video at the end towards the end of his presentation, he shared his contact details right on there. So you can get his contact details there. Or if Mr. Edward won't mind dropping his contact details also in the chat box.
I'll do one more time again. Thank you.
So Mr. Edward will drop in his question in the Q&A box, in the chat box rather, so that you can pick it up from there.
Okay, thank you. More time.
So for if you're in Ojodu LCDA, so I'd advise that you go to Ifakojae or you go to Agege. It's either you go to Ifakojae or you go to Agege local government. You'll find our office there. You're asking how to keep proper books and accounts.
That's a different set of training altogether.
So that's a different so we have our financials, we have our financial advisory sessions that we hold every month. So you can join us on or you can also go to our YouTube page. We have so many sessions like this that we've had in time past that you can go through and also learn on how to keep proper books and accounting. So we have all of these sessions on our YouTube page. Fumlayo, I hope I've answered you. If any is asking, I need grants to start up a professional certification for continuous professional development training for both professionals and practitioners on sustainability management. For both professional certification and training. So are you, if any, please, I'd like to get you right. Are you asking if you can get a grant to acquire certifications? Please, can you clarify the questions, please? Are you asking if you can get a grant in order to access professional certification? If that's your question, you can, if that is what you're asking, please, you can put that in the chat box so that Mr. Edward can answer. Okay, so I think we are out of questions, and I'd like to thank every single one of you that have stayed with us this far. We really appreciate you. We don't take you for granted. Thank you so much for always being here to attend these sessions. And one of the reasons why we are always here also bringing up these sessions is so that we can help you with information, different forms of information that will help you grow your business. And I think one of the things Mr. Edward raised while he was speaking with us, I think he raised the importance of having the right staff. Am I right, Mr. Edward? And one of the things that I know that we do with some of our sessions, we have an HR advisory session come on these sessions, get to know the do's, the don'ts, the things that you need to put in place that would help you grow your business. Sometimes when you hear HR advisory sessions, you might tell yourself, no, what do I need this session for? But you've heard from today the importance of having the right set of staff. Having the right set of staff will go a long way in helping your business. If you have the wrong set of staffs that do not care about your business and all they just want to do is just come in, get the money and be out of there, you whether you like it or not, it will get to a point where you'll be running at a loss if you don't have the right staff that have the right mentality to help take your business towards the direction in which you want it to go. So this is one of the reasons why we have our HR advisory sessions. We also have our legal advisory sessions. These sessions are to help you know the importance of the legal aspect of your business, not for you to have entered a contract and then when it now boomerangs and backfires, you now start running helter-skelter looking for legal representation that would help your business. So this is another reason why we have our legal advisory sessions. We have our financial advisory sessions, like I said earlier, that will help you learn more about bookkeeping and the likes. We have our master classes, our webinars, such as the one we are having today. So thank you, everyone, for joining us on our session today. We hope that you would follow us on all our social media platforms at Lagos State Employment Trust Fund so that when opportunities come up, you would be on hand to know what opportunities are available and you won't miss out. Thank you so much, Mr. Edward, once again. I can't appreciate you enough. And I'd like for everybody to, show our appreciation to Mr. Edward in the chat box. Tell him thank you so much, Mr. Edward. And we hope that when we call on you once again, you'll be there to help us, you'll be there to come on here to share from your wealth of knowledge with our participants. Thank you so much So for Deborah, you're asking where the location of our office is in Ikorodu. The Ikorodu General Hospital, opposite the Ikorodu General Hospital, you'll find our office there. Or if you're close to Immortal LCDA, you'll find our office there also. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Edward. We've had people telling you thank you in the chat box. I appreciate you once again. Thank you so much, everyone, once again, for being here for our sessions. And we hope that we'll be having you at our next session. Thank you so much, everyone, and do have a very lovely day.